You've been waiting for this moment longer than you'll admit, and somewhere deep inside you just knew, that eventually they'd come back. Not because you needed them to, not because you were sitting by the phone obsessing, but because something in you recognized that what you two had wasn't finished, that there was something real underneath all the chaos, all the silence, all the distance. And now here you are watching this video because things are shifting, something has changed. And today, I want to walk you through exactly what is happening, why this person is finally choosing peace, why they are choosing you, and what you need to understand about this moment so that you don't accidentally push away the very thing that is finally coming toward you. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you is not surface level. This isn't just about a person texting you back or showing up differently. This is about a transformation that has been happening inside of them, quietly, privately, painfully, and it has been building toward this exact point, toward you. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start with what peace actually means to someone who has been at war with themselves. Most people, when they run from love, when they go cold, when they pull back and disappear and create distance, they're not running from you. I know that's hard to hear. I know it felt personal. It felt like rejection. It felt like you weren't enough. But what they were running from was the version of themselves they became when they were with you. The vulnerable version, the open version, the version that could get hurt. Because love, real love, the kind you two have, asks everything of a person. It asks you to show up without your armor. It asks you to be seen. And for someone who has spent years protecting themselves, who has built walls so high they forgot what the other side looks like, that kind of love is terrifying. So they left, or they shut down, or they stopped communicating, or they told you it was too much, and you were left holding all of this feeling, all of this connection, wondering what you did wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. What you did was love someone who wasn't ready yet. And there's a difference between someone who isn't right for you and someone who isn't ready yet. And the reason I know the difference matters in your situation is because of what's happening right now. Right now, something has shifted. Right now, this person has been going through something privately, a reckoning, a breaking point, a moment where the walls they built stopped protecting them and started suffocating them. And in that suffocation, they thought of you, not someone else, you. Here's what that reckoning looks like from the inside. When someone finally hits the bottom of their avoidance, and I want you to really hear this, when they reach the place where running doesn't work anymore, where the distractions stop working, where being alone stops feeling like freedom and starts feeling like isolation, they begin to grieve. They grieve the things they pushed away. They sit with the weight of their choices, and they start to ask themselves an honest question, maybe for the first time. What am I actually doing? What am I building? Who am I becoming? And that question, when it gets answered honestly, leads them back. It leads them back to the connection they couldn't handle before, the one they walked away from, the one they told themselves they didn't need. Because in that quiet, in that painful clarity, they realize they do need it. They always needed it. They were just scared of it. This person has been in that place, that quiet place, that reckoning place. And they've been thinking about you more than they've let on, more than they've been willing to admit, even to themselves. Because admitting it means admitting they made a mistake. Admitting it means being vulnerable again. Admitting it means risking the rejection they spent so long trying to avoid by doing the rejecting first. But something has changed. The scales have tipped. The thing they were protecting themselves from, connection, love, you, has started to feel less scary than the thing they've been living with. The emptiness, the numbness, the going through motions of a life that doesn't feel fully alive because the most alive they ever felt was with you. I want you to let that land. The most alive they ever felt was with you. That is not a small thing. That is the kind of thing a person carries. That is the kind of thing that wakes you up at 3 a.m. That is the kind of thing that makes a song come on and suddenly you can't breathe for a second. That is the kind of thing that makes you type out a message 17 times and delete it before finally sending it. And maybe they've already started to reach out. Maybe there's been a text, a comment, a call that seemed casual but felt like anything but casual. Maybe you've had a conversation that surprised you with how different it felt, softer, more careful, like they were handling something precious. Or maybe the shift hasn't happened in the external world yet. Maybe you can just feel it in your body, in that deep intuitive knowing that something is moving, something is coming. Trust that feeling, because here's what I want to talk about now. And this is the part that most people miss. Understanding the why behind this shift is the only way you can show up for it correctly. Because if you don't understand what they've been through, if you don't understand what choosing peace actually cost them, you might respond in a way that closes the door right when it's opening. You might respond with walls of your own. Because let's be honest, this process has not been easy on you either. You've had your own pain through all of this, your own confusion, your own moments of wondering if you were foolish for holding on, for believing in something that seemed to keep slipping away. And that pain is valid. It's real. I'm not going to tell you to just forgive and forget and fall back into someone's arms without honoring what you went through, but I am going to ask you to get curious, genuinely curious, because the person who is showing up now is not the same person who pulled away. People do change, not always, not everyone, but when someone goes through the kind of internal transformation I'm describing, when they sit with their patterns, when they face their fear, when they choose to stop running, they come back different. They come back more deliberate, more aware, more careful with the things they once took for granted. And what they're trying to take care of now, what they are being most deliberate with, is you. Choosing peace is not a passive thing. I need you to understand this. It gets talked about like it's this soft, gentle, easy thing, choosing peace, but it is one of the hardest decisions a person can make when they've been wired for chaos and conflict and emotional distance. Choosing peace means choosing to put down the weapons. It means choosing to stop sabotaging. It means choosing to let someone in even when every old part of you is screaming that it's dangerous, that you'll get hurt, that it's better to stay closed. Choosing peace, for this person, is an act of radical courage. And they're doing it. They're choosing it. And they're choosing to do it with you, not with someone new, not starting fresh somewhere safe and unfamiliar, with you. With the history, the complexity, the unfinished conversation, the thing between you two that never really ended no matter how much space there was. So what does this mean for you? What do you actually do with this information? Because knowing that they're coming toward you is one thing. Knowing how to receive it is another. And I think this is where most people stumble. Not in the absence of love, but in the receiving of it after a complicated journey. First, I want to talk about your walls. Because if they've been building their walls down, there's a good chance you've been building yours up. That's what happens when we get hurt. That's what happens when someone we love goes cold, or pulls away, or doesn't choose us when we needed them to. We start protecting ourselves. We start telling ourselves not to get too hopeful. We start preparing for disappointment even while we're hoping for a miracle. And that protective distance, while it makes complete sense, while it was probably necessary for you to survive this period, can become a barrier now. It can look like coolness when you actually mean warmth. It can look like indifference when you actually care deeply. It can signal to this person that the door is closed when it's actually wide open. I'm not saying to abandon your discernment. I'm not saying to throw caution to the wind and pretend the past didn't happen. What I'm saying is, notice if your protection is becoming a performance of not caring. Notice if you're testing them through coldness rather than allowing real conversations. Notice if you're waiting for them to prove themselves in ways that don't actually communicate what you need, and instead, get clear on what you actually need and give them the chance to meet you there. Because here's the thing, they have chosen peace. But peace is fragile in its early stages. It needs to be met with something real. It needs space to breathe and root. And if they come toward you with openness and are met with walls, they may interpret that as confirmation of what they always feared, that it's too late, that they've lost you, that the risk wasn't worth taking. And that would be a tragedy. Not because you owe them an easy path back, but because you both deserve the chance to actually explore what this could be now on the other side of all this. Let me tell you what this new version of them looks like. Because I want you to be able to recognize it when you see it, so you don't dismiss it, so you don't talk yourself out of it. The new version of them is quieter. Not cold, quieter. There's a difference. Cold is withdrawn, unresponsive, flat. Quiet is intentional. Quiet is choosing words more carefully. Quiet is not filling silences with noise, but actually sitting in the presence of something meaningful and letting it be what it is. You'll notice they listen more. You'll notice they ask questions about you, not to make conversation, but because they're genuinely curious about where you are now, who you've been becoming in the time they've been away. You'll notice they don't deflect as quickly when things get real. They might still get uncomfortable. Growth doesn't mean perfect comfort, but they won't run, or they'll catch themselves wanting to run and choose to stay anyway. That choice, that staying, is everything. Watch for the staying. And as you watch for it, I want to ask you something important, something that's just between you and yourself, that you don't have to answer out loud to anyone. What do you actually want from this? Not what you think you should want. Not what would make you look good or strong or healed or over it. What do you actually want? Because if what you want is to rebuild something real with this person, then this moment, this shift, this choosing of peace, this choosing of you, this is the beginning of that. And it deserves your full, honest presence. It deserves you getting clear, not just about them, but about you. About what kind of relationship you need going forward, about what's different this time, about what agreements you two need to have now that you didn't have before. And if what you want has changed, if you've been on your own journey through all of this and arrived somewhere new, somewhere where this person might not fit anymore, then that's valid too, completely valid. And this shift in them, this choosing of peace, can still be something you honor and appreciate, even if your answer is that you're walking towards something different, because their growth is real regardless of what you decide. Their transformation is real, the choosing is real. But I have a feeling that's not why you're here. I have a feeling you know what you want. I have a feeling you've known for a long time. And I think the reason you've stayed, the reason you've been holding that knowing even through all the uncertainty, is because something in you has always understood that this wasn't over. That what you two have is the kind of rare thing that doesn't just dissolve because the timing was wrong. That there's something here that has survived every test, every silence, every almost, and is still standing, still breathing. And now they can finally see it too. Let's talk about what you can actually do right now, practically, to meet this moment. Because I don't want to leave you with only the emotional landscape. I want to give you something real to work with. The first thing is to let yourself be seen. I know that feels scary after everything you've been through. But holding back your realness right now, strategically performing nonchalance, pretending you don't care as much as you do, that's not going to serve you. Authentic vulnerability, when it's met with genuine care, creates the kind of depth that fast-tracks real intimacy. And that's what this connection deserves now. Not games, not strategy, real. The second thing is to create space for real conversation. Not just surface catching up, not just jokes and ease and pretending everything is fine. Real conversation, things like, I'm glad we're talking again. I want to understand where you've been. I want to tell you where I've been. I want to know what's different for you now. These conversations don't have to happen in one sitting. They don't have to be heavy or dramatic. But they have to happen eventually. Because skipping them, pretending the past didn't happen, and just moving forward, leaves unresolved energy underneath everything, and unresolved energy has a way of surfacing at the worst times. The third thing is to pay attention to consistency. Words matter, but patterns matter more. As this person comes back toward you, watch the pattern. Is there follow-through? Are they showing up not just in the moments that are easy, but in the moments that are uncomfortable? Are they choosing you in the small, quiet ways, checking in, remembering things, being present? Because that consistency, that steady choosing of you over time, is what tells you this is real. Not the grand gesture, not the perfect speech, the consistency. And the fourth thing, and this might be the most important, is to take care of yourself through this. Take care of your own heart. Take care of your own nervous system, because even when something beautiful is coming toward you, Even when everything is moving in the right direction, transitions can be destabilizing. You might feel hope and fear at the same time. You might feel joy and grief at the same time. Grief for the time that was lost. Grief for the version of this that didn't get to exist earlier. Let yourself feel all of it. Don't rush to the resolution. Let the complexity be complex. You are not a person who needs everything to be simple. You are a person who has proven they can hold a lot. Hold this too, and know that on the other side of this tenderness is something solid. There's one more thing I want to say, and it's this. You have been patient. I don't know exactly how long. I don't know all the details of your story, but I know that patience like yours, the kind that holds something without clutching it, the kind that believes without demanding proof, the kind that waits without becoming bitter, that kind of patience is not foolishness. It is not weakness. It is not desperation. It is a form of love that most people don't have the depth to sustain. And it has not been wasted. It has never been wasted. Because look where you are right now. Look at what's arriving. Look at what all that holding on, all that believing, all that refusing to completely give up on something that felt real. Look at what it has led to. This person has chosen peace, and in choosing peace, they have chosen the most authentic version of themselves, the version that knows what matters, the version that is done running, the version that looks at their life and knows with complete clarity who they want in it. They chose you, not by default, not because it was easy, not because you were the only option, but because out of everything, out of all the distance and the time and the soul searching, out of all of it, you are the answer their heart keeps coming back to. This is the beginning of something new, not a return to what was is over, and that's okay, because what's coming is better, deeper, more intentional, built by two people who have both been through something and come out more honest on the other side. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't have to know every step. You just have to be willing to show up for this moment, to open the door, to let them in, to trust that you have done enough healing, enough growing, enough waiting to receive this. And you have. You really have. If this video resonated with you, if something here landed in a place that needed landing, I want you to share it. Not just share the video, though you can do that too, but share this message with yourself. You are someone who deserves a love that chooses you on purpose, a love that has done the work to be ready for you, a love that arrives not from obligation, but from a deep, transformed, clear-eyed knowing that you are the person they want to build peace with. That love is what's coming. That love is already here. Drop a comment below and tell me what part of this hit home for you the most. I read every single one. And if you're on a journey with someone and you want to talk through where things stand, tell me in the comments what's been happening. Sometimes just putting it into words is what shifts everything. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I make videos like this regularly. Real, deep conversations about love, connection, human nature, and how we navigate the most complicated terrain of being alive with other people. I want this channel to be a place where you feel understood, where you don't have to explain yourself, where someone gets it.